indulgence here. We're going to see a draft horse locking demonstration by Redgate Farm LLC, located in Petersburg, Illinois. And Redgate Farm is a little bit different from most farms. The farm practices permaculture and sustainable farming methods and raises a large variety of meats and produce without the use of chemicals, pharmaceuticals, or GMOs. There is no tractor, skid steer, or even a four-wheeler on the farm. Most of the heavy work is done by draft horses, and their team of Belgian geldings are half-brothers Bud and Nick. Bud, on the left, is 7 years old, and he stands about 18.1. Nick, the off-horse, on the other side is 6 years old and stands 18.2. Both horses are around 18 to 1,900 pounds. And the horses grade the long driveway, mow the pastures, pull a 1,000-pound portable chicken coop to the new ground, haul hay in from the fields, bring firewood home, and much, much more. And one of the horses' primary jobs around the farm is to aid in woodland management. Understand that the logging timber is considered one of the most dangerous jobs that a teamster and his horses can do. There's always the potential for disaster, and can only work if the teamster is always aware of the surroundings and the team is quick to obey commands. The advantage, however, is that many woodlands have steep hills, ravines, creeks, and the horses are able to go up and down through many of these obstacles much better than large equipment ever could. You can see here that the team is being trained to work well together and to listen closely to the teamster's commands because they often work in tight spaces with many obstacles. It's critical that horses stop when told and be capable of very tight turns. They wear blinders to help maintain the focus so they can only see what is ahead of them. Thus, it's also important that a team like this have a great deal of trust in the teamster and be comfortable backing up in tight places. The teamster always tries to prevent a bad situation. Still, when working in the woods around chainsaws, on occasion the teamster and team might find themselves tangled in roots and brush or unexpected obstacles. The team must always be prepared to listen to the teamster's command and trust the teamster to untangle and bring them out safely. The team learns the sound of the teamster's voice, and over time they begin to ignore the sound of other noises and voices. They also learn to respond to their names, which allows the teamster to give only one horse a command and not the other. Danielle drives her team to the next set of cones. Imagine for a moment that those cones are trees. She's already got that. All right. Once the log is out, it may be No, I just got lost for a second. Sometimes the log may be too far embedded in brush and get the team backed up to it. In this case, as you can see here, the teamsters use a log chain to attach the team to the log. The team is commanded to move forward enough to untangle and dislodge the log. You can see this way of attaching causes the evener behind the team to rise up and almost swing on a pendulum. This is not comfortable, nor does it give the horses a secure pull behind them, and this is why they use the tongs or short chain hitched directly to the evener. Now, once the log is out, it may be needed to cut down to a more manageable size, depending on whether they are hauling it to the timber mill, or to a wagon for loading, or to a pile intended for firewood. Any good logging horse will be comfortable around the sound of chainsaws, snapping branches, As a general rule, the chainsaw is not used near the horses simply As a general rule, the chainsaw is not used near the horses simply for safety, but the horses are often standing nearby and logs are cut up. It's a good idea to occasionally expose the team to the sound close by just in case a future emergency situation requires it. The more the team can be exposed and accustomed to it, the safer and more comfortable they will be in a potentially frightening environment. As the teamsters are demonstrating now, if the log needs to be moved into a better position, they can reattach with tongs or a shorter chain to keep it even or low, resulting in a line of draft a little more comfortable for the team. Proper line of draft will allow the team's pull to actually lift the front end of the log slightly, which decreases both the drag they feel and the damage to the soil. And notice where Danielle is positioning herself in relation to the team and log. Whether the log is pulled with a chain or tongs, it is critical that the teamster always positions their body to the uphill or outside of the log. One of the biggest dangers when skidding the log is that the log can catch the teamster's foot or even roll unexpectedly. Sometimes it's easier to pull out a group of logs using a chain. Also, depending on the situation or need, sometimes the teamster will opt to use a fork cart to pull the log. So we're going to pull a group of logs first. Okay. Teamster's going to take the team up. Whoops, we're going to quit an adjustment. Okay, we've got the 4 carts sitting in the arena. We're going to take the team over, spin them around. Step right over that tongue. Check that out. And that's not an easy thing for a draft horse to do unless they've had a lot of practice, and back them right up there. End of the tongue is attached into the neck yoke underneath the collar on the front of the draft horse. The tugs or traces are connected to the forecart. And if any of you have ever spent any time in any Amish communities here in central Illinois or northern Indiana, southern Indiana, a lot of places you could go, this is a very common piece of equipment on the farm, moving a lot of things. Sometimes it's easier to pull out a group of logs using a chain, but also, depending on the situation or need, sometimes the teamster will opt to use a fork cart to pull the log. There are several types of fork carts available, including specialized logging fork carts. In this case, the fork cart is a piece of equipment that essentially contains a hitch, and almost anything that can be hitched to a tractor, four-wheeler, or other vehicle can be hitched to the fork cart. The number of horses attached to the forecart depends on how heavy the load is. The horses pull the forecart, which keeps their line of draft more comfortable and efficient. When skidding logs, it has the added safety factor of reducing the chance of the teamster's foot getting caught by the log, which is always a risk when ground driving. I pull the team up. Back up, we've got a short chain connected. That's not the first time you've done that, is it? Let the logs carry all the heavy weight. And when you're done with the job, you get to go woodland skiing. Nick and Bud started logging just 2 years ago. A logger and a team of horses can be hired for skidding timber for a few $100s per day. Maximum practical skidding distance for horses is about a quarter mile. And that is our presentation from Red Gate Farm for the logging.